When you are ready to turn in the final grades for your course, you should get into both D2L and into MyMCC so that you can see them both side by side. In order to facilitate this, I like to keep two different windows open so that I can see them easily instead of flipping between tabs. Now, in MyMCC, you're going to go to the Faculty or Instructor tab, scroll down, and look for the Faculty Grade Assignment widget. In the Grade Assignment widget, you'll see that mine says Final Grades right here. You can also change this to midterm grades or gradebook marks. I've actually never used those, so I don't know what their purpose is, but we want to make sure this says Final Grades. And if for some reason you can't see your course, like maybe you're teaching a ton of classes, make sure you go to Preferences and change the settings in that regard so that you can see what you need to see. So as I look through here, you can see that these are two of the classes I had over the summer. The green check mark says that I have already turned in the grades for that class. Now these classes I have going on right now, and these grades I need to turn in. So I can click on this course to turn in the grades. Now I've blurred out some of the information that you see on this screen because of privacy information. So just know that right here you would normally see your students' names and their ID numbers. You'll also be able to see what their registration status is. If they have dropped the class at any point or withdrawn, you would see that here. Now over in D2L, it's mandatory that you keep your grades up to date in D2L. So what I've done here is I went into the final calculated grade so that I can see that actual final grade. Again, you can't see the students' names for privacy reasons. So as you can see here, I have this student, and this student has earned a C, this one has earned an A, this one has earned an A, etc. So yours might look a little bit different. My grading scheme I like to organize visually by color. So just as long as you can see your grade here, that's what we're looking for. So what you're going to do is, and you can, by the way, organize this is by last names. You can't see it, but it's by last name here. And if for some reason it wasn't organized by last name here, then you could click last name and then get it to organize in that manner so that they are kind of equal in terms of visually seeing across in rows. So then what we just need to do is add the final grade here. So I'm going to give this one the grade, the second one the grade, and this one. And then all of a sudden we get to this particular student who earned an F. So if a student fails a class, you need to give them their failing grade, but you also need to give it the last date of attendance. So this particular student stopped coming. The last day that they attended class was the 8th. So I'm going to put that in there. And by the way, make sure that you put 4 digits for the year, or else it's going to kind of kick out all your grades and cause an error. So, and it won't be a big deal. Well, you'll just kind of have to re-enter everything, which is sometimes a big deal and annoying, but there you go. So anytime you have that issue, you just need to be able to put the full last date of attendance. So make sure that you're always keeping track of who's attending your class and when. If you can't figure out what their last date of attendance is, one thing you can do is go up here to class list. And here you can see class list. You can go to view progress, this little drop down menu next to a student's name. You should be able to choose view progress. Let's see. Course access. So this is the one that we're looking at. So if we click on course access, we should be able to see when was the last time this person accessed this course in D2L, login history, how many times have they logged in, when was the last time they logged in. So as you can see, October 15th was maybe the last time that this person logged into this class. So, and this person didn't fail the class, but we're just using her or him or her as an example. So, all right. So that's pretty much it. When you're done going through all of these grades, by the way, it says, please submit the grades often. There's a 30-minute time limit. So be really careful that you don't go, more than those 30 minutes. So come down here and click submit. And even though you're not done with all of it, that at least kind of saves the 4 that you've already worked on. Now, if a student has never shown up in your class, then you need to make sure to assign a grade of F. And for that no-show, it'll say up here that you also have to enter this really weird date up here, because then that indicates to student services, financial aid, etc., that this student has never shown up. Hopefully you don't have this happen in your class, because we try to make sure we drop students who aren't attending before the drop date. So if this does happen, you need to kind of immediately go talk to your supervisor, because this is going to become an issue. So as you're turning in these grades, make sure that you've turned them in, you hit submit, and then check with your supervisor. If you don't turn them in by the 3rd business day after the day the class ends, then you will end up they do an automatic list. And if you're on that list, then somebody will come and talk to you, and it's not a fun thing. It's not that they're mean, but yeah, it's not fun to be on that list. So make sure that you turn it in, and make sure that you turn it in before midnight. So 3 business days after the last date of class.